Welcome to the world of Deeptech. In this video, we will understand the motivations and challenges in forming corporate partnerships and some strategies that startups can adopt to develop successful partnerships with large corporations. A successful partnership with corporations helps the startup utilize the corporate's market access to increase its revenue. It increases the startup's credibility and reputation in the market and helps bring in much needed financing and resources into the company. It gives the startup access to corporate's customers and helps the startup gain deep insights into the industry they are part of. On the corporate side, partnering with the startup gives it access to faster innovation and product development. It helps them get a first look into new technologies and new customer segments without significant risk to existing businesses or their brand equity. Partnering with the startup also gives the corporate access to the talent and capabilities of the startup team. It also gives the corporate ability to increase their market share. On the downside, the corporate needs to share the new revenue streams and share its industry know-how. In spite of so many advantages on both sides, corporate partnerships in most sectors outside of biotech are notoriously difficult to form. Where such partnerships are formed, they end up being less successful than initially planned and leave both parties unsatisfied with the experience. Two primary bottlenecks for corporate while evaluating potential partnerships with the startup are adoption dilemmas and just plain inertia to change the status quo. Let's look at them a little closely. The first dilemma faced by the corporate is deciding which technology to back among the several choices made available to them by different startups and their own internal R&D team. While selecting the technology, they have to consider not just the merits of the technology by itself, but how compatible it is with the rest of the systems they are already using and how easy it is to unwind any deployment of new technology offered by the startup. They have to create a deployment sandbox to test the new technologies, and that requires considerable forethought, skill and effort, which they have to be convinced is worth the effort. Considerations of these benefits versus costs of collaborating with the startup are not done just at the regional level but at the global level. In addition, they need to ensure that the solution offered by the startup delivers on the promise and that there are no delays that significantly impact the value of the project. Another risk they have to consider is the survival of the startup and its team over the duration of any collaboration and beyond. There are also challenges with respect to compatibility of the technology, working cultures, and decision-making processes that need to be considered. Another major challenge is the ability of the corporate to understand the technology and the solution offered by the startup. This could be due to the inherent challenges in communicating the technology and startups' hesitation to share all the details due to fear of imitation. Startups can overcome these challenges by clearly articulating the competitive advantage of their solution, not just at the standalone level, but by addressing all the issues of compatibility we discussed earlier in this video. These benefits should be easy to observe and transparent to the partner and should be substantial enough to encourage the corporate to overcome the inertia and line up the resources required to build the partnership. The solution has to be packaged such that it is a plug-and-play solution that can be integrated into the corporate's existing system and decoupled as easily if the results are not satisfactory. The startup should ensure open communication with the partner so that the corporate has the confidence that the startup will stand behind its solution and share both the positive and negative developments that impact their partnership in a timely manner. It's important to ensure that these communications are well documented as corporate teams change and corporate strategies change rapidly in response to market conditions and quarterly results. When approaching a corporate, startups should be prepared with alternative models of partnership so that they can create value for themselves and the corporate partner. This makes it easy for corporate to evaluate the options and pick a model that works for them. Startups should also actively cultivate internal champions within the corporation who can actively shape the partnership and get the internal buy-in required to initiate and sustain the partnership. Startups should also build relationships with stakeholders along all levels of the corporation so that the partnership can ride over the challenges that come along the way. In addition, startups and corporates should ensure alignment of goals. They should plan the project well and have clearly laid out project plans, resource commitments, and deliverables that are clearly understood by both parties. Any procurement and recruitment delays should be anticipated and well planned for in the project plan. Once the project kicks off, the startup should tightly manage the project so that it runs smoothly and everyone has a clear view of its status. As things change within the corporation, startups should be prepared to adapt to these changes and go with the flow. In conclusion, it's hard to find the right corporate partner, and it's even harder to align the interests and get the partnership running smoothly. But the upside of such a partnership for the success of the startup cannot be overemphasized. By adopting the strategies discussed in this video, startups can develop successful corporate partnerships. Thank you for watching this video. Before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.